Initiate retreat. Team destroyed the turret.
Wait for it.
Mega kill. Launch attack.
Do you want to make friends with Nana?
Mega kill. Launch attack. Unstoppable.
Fury of the winds.
An enemy has been slain. Wiped out. Unstoppable. Wiped out.
I'm bound by nothing, be it family.
Let's make the whole world green and lively.
Victory!
Kill all at once!
Three 3,000 worlds, and not a single
Hello and welcome to
worthy
episode 21
foe.
of the Euphoria podcast. It's season 11?
Yeah.
Question mark?
Yeah.
I'm Dracos, joined by Cadril. It's just us today.
It's gonna be a weird one today, I can tell you that for a fact.
The energy is electric.
We were looking for guests and everyone was like, no, we don't
We
like
have
you.
to practice.
Yeah.
We're
I
waiting
hope they're
for-
stronger
Yeah.
than me.
On the bright side,
Don't want to ruin anything.
we found this.
Oh, that's mine.
Oh, that's yours?
That's my trophy from
Let's
2018.
play
It's
together.
If you're in podcast land, you're going to have to tune into YouTube to find out what we just put on the desk.
got my name etched on it.
We're
You
gonna-
can't see it though.
You can't.
You'd have to
etch it
really
fine.
zoom in. Yeah.
I have a pen right here. We could etch your name onto it. I don't think they'd appreciate that, though, if I had to guess.
What do you mean? It's already there. You
Yeah.
could just go over it, you mean?
Okay, so this is the thing. Imagine every player who wins, right,
Right.
gets a copy of this.
Well, the copy of the trophy?
Yeah. This is the old LCS, EU LCS trophy, is what we have on the desk right now.
I shall succumb to
Imagine
my
your mom is
power.
digging through your room and she finds this.
But I'm more worried that 5 people have the same trophy.
Yeah, but it's just a copy.
Yeah, but
Like,
like
you get like a little version.
imagine like
I don't think you can start at a
imagine you
trophy
do like
this
one of
size.
those
I think you have
shots
to work
where
your
you're
way
like,
up.
let's bring all their trophies together and show how many there are, and each of them won like 3 splits, so there's 15 trophies, and they're all just
30
like
trophies,
all
balling
just like
out.
super gangster balling out. But the
It's-
LCS trophy looks like this, doesn't it? Yeah.
Does it?
Does it?
The new logo kind of looks like this.
Yeah.
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 It's
cool.
I like it. I like having it here.
We'll
It makes
leave
me
that
feel
there.
strong.
The
I think they're
podcast-
cleaning the trophy case or something. I don't really know what's going on, but all the trophies are next to us. We almost put the EMEA Masters one up here, but it felt a little BM because people still play for that trophy, I think.
Yeah. Well, I did start yesterday.
Because, like, what are we going to do? What are we going to, like, kiss that trophy? And then, like, whoever wins
I
EMEA
came close
Masters
to
is going
kissing
to
that
kiss where...
trophy.
Yeah, ooh, you did come close.
I lost.
Yeah.
Story of my life. Anyway,
But it's
sorry,
fine.
not to bring
We
mood down.
have unjustly stolen this trophy and are currently criminals. If you steal something and then return it before anyone notices, is it still a crime? I think so, right?
So
Like if they found out
Let's
later
say
on video footage,
you
for
stole
sure.
a TV from a store.
Yeah, but then you put it back.
You watched your favorite Netflix
Welcome
series.
to
And
Mobile
then you put it back
Legends.
without anyone noticing.
Yeah,
Is it stealing?
yeah. I think
No, it's borrowing.
it's
5
'Cause you didn't-
seconds
Surely
till
at
the
least
enemy
reduce
reaches
sentence.
the battlefield.
You could rent it
Smash
for
them.
free.
if you steal a used TV, right? So that's like it's just slightly more used. There's no, you're not affecting the cost of the TV. It's been hurt
Well, it's secondhand then.
and a cap, but it was already secondhand. That's my point.
Let's just take a personal scenario.
Yeah,
If I took your fork and I ate my dinner
yeah.
and then I washed it and put it back without
No.
you knowing,
You know what? That's
Is
a
that
perfect
stealing?
example. Exactly. You're right. So steal whatever you want, audience. That's the moral of the story. As long as you put it back and clean it before anyone notices, who cares? That's
Or
what stuff,
fix it if
stuff
you
is
break it.
there to be used.
so let's take this trophy for example. This was once an EU
Is
LCS
there a
trophy.
ninja
Yeah.
who has
We've now
stolen
taken
my
it.
It's
skill
now
of
the
domination?
King
We
of
will
Draco's
put it back, but
podcast
we've won a
trophy.
championship.
Yeah. Sure. Should we award the trophy? Does anyone deserve the trophy this week?
You can have it.
I think
I
it's
think-
the new Euphoria MVP trophy.
Oh, you're the
me some
MVP. Here's a
real
trophy from
challenges.
20. You know what I did once? Have I told you this story? You're gonna. I don't know if I've told you this story. So when I was like 9, 10 years old. Okay.
This is a real throwback.
No, it's related.
Mhm.
Yeah, do you remember the first time you got someone a birthday present?
Yeah.
Every
The first
mistake
time.
could be a
Like you
lesson.
mean when your mom would give you money at like the store to like $20 to buy
Exactly.
your friend something?
So first time I ever got a birthday present ever, it was my big brother. Okay, and it was the day before his birthday. I had no idea. I didn't leave the house. I didn't know what to do. And he was out that night. So I went into his room.
Never settle
I
for
found a
being
trophy that he won
second.
for like running competition. I wrapped it up and I gave it to him on his birthday the next day. I don't know if I've told this story before, but that's what this makes me think of.
Do you think we should
It's like, hey, you're the
put a
Euphoria
sticker
MVP.
on this that says like,
Enemy double kill.
from, I don't know who won. When was this around? This was around for the G2 era, right?
Yeah, probably.
Next time we see perks, we should just write 2016 Summer Champion on a piece of tape, stick it on there, wrap it up for him, and just give it to perks.
2023
But
MVP.
I think they'd want it. We'd need to take it back, so it's even
Backup.
worse.
We just make a copy of it. 3D printed.
3D printed.
How do you know this isn't 3D printed? The world sometimes, you gotta question it.
I think people have probably 3D printed a number of things in a similar shape to this, if I had to guess.
Valid.
Yeah.
Very valid.
Anyway, that's
Yeah.
the brief appearance
That's the history
of the trophy. I'm gonna put it down here.
Since this is
So how was your day?
It's
Your
been
week?
good, man. This is gonna be a loose podcast episode for those. We're talking about what happened last week and what happened next week. It's been good. You know what I've been thinking about? Because you told me you were gonna wear your
Oh, yeah, we haven't
your
addressed
Weeb
this.
jersey.
Never
You're wearing
die.
your Weibo? Weibo?
It says to shine on the back. I thought I'd bring it to this podcast because
Can you
if-
stand? You can't stand up because your
No,
microphone
my
hack fell
microphone
off. I
thing will
see. It
fall
says
off.
the shine on the
It
back.
says to shine on the back, I promise.
So you're a super fan, and I think that's sick. And we talked about it a bit last episode. If the
How do you
Shy
know?
won Worlds,
Yeah.
would you get a tattoo of some kind?
No, I give him the trophy.
I think you'd misinterpret what that meant when you gave him the trophy, brother.
Hey, here's the trophy from 2017.
Something you give him the trophy.
Would I get a tattoo? No.
What would
blood
a,
of monkey would
would you
I've
ever
got a bottle of Moe next to my desk when he wins Worlds. It's been sitting there, collecting
as a
dust.
fan, do you ever think that you could be enough
Is
of a
this an
fan
interview?
of someone or something to get a tattoo? Because I was thinking about this is a hypothetical I thought to myself. It's like, is there any player in League? Because people get like messy tattoos all the time.
Yeah.
And people get like team logo tattoos. And shout out to you if you love League
Wasn't there
Legends
someone
or
who got
anything.
T1 2022 World Champions tattooed on their arm? I remember seeing this. Ludwig was talking about it on his YouTube video or something, and then they lost 3
Every mistake would be a lesson.
Look, not everything ages. You shouldn't get predictive tattoos. That's what I would. That's
Like, why? What's the point?
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, I got this before they won. Prove it.
Imagine the tatted up Mad Lions thing. You know what I mean? Who's like, oh yeah,
Is there a ninja
Spring
with a stolen
MSI
life full of
champions,
doppelganger?
World's groups attendees. Like
But
Mad
if he got,
Lions
if he
believers.
was 7th place to 1st or something from
Yeah.
whatever it was this year, respect, man. Wasn't there a guy with Reckless tattoo? And then Reckless
blacked out his arm. We should follow up with that guy and see if he also blacked out his arm.
Have been slain.
Yeah,
Or if he can
just like got black tattoo everywhere.
I think
and, like,
the only problem I have with the Reckless tattoo, I don't mind if you want to replicate that because you're a huge Reckless fan. Is it my thing? No, not my taste. But I'm not here to yuck your yums. My problem is, if you write Reckless
this is
on one of
so,
your arms,
it's
the
better
way that
to
he
accept
spells
it.
it, people just think you are bad at spelling. Right? Like, people just think that you got... People don't understand that's a sports fandom tattoo. They're just like... Bro.
Yeah,
I don't
complete normie, not in the loop. It's like caps.
Every mistake would be a lesson.
Rookie in what?
Yeah, but Reckless is special because it's like, how do we spell the word Reckless?
What's the worst pro player name you can get tattooed for someone that's not in the loop?
It's anyone who has a name that
It's
is
like someone Carsey. Bro, you misspelled it.
Yeah, because it's such an auto. I don't know. VTO, every time I type it for any prep document, auto credits the video. Like, people are just going to think you spelled something wrong.
Yeah. So if I got the shot,
Yeah.
right.
But I think that this is the thing I was thinking about is because, like, the players that I like the most, I know as people, right? And I think that makes it even weirder. Like, I know Mickey, right? Imagine Mickey wins Worlds. Long shot.
Yeah,
You know,
long
even if I'm
shot,
his friend,
but-
I'm not trying to butter him up. Imagine I got
Since this is so,
without talking to Mickey.
But you spelled it M-I-K-Y. It's like, bro, you love Disney? Like,
No,
Mickey
not
Mouse?
even the weird spelling. Just imagine your friend, right? Imagine you, like, let's say you're going to train to be a lawyer. You pass the bar or whatever, so now you can be a lawyer. Your friend gets a tattoo in celebration. Are you still friends with that person? Because that's weird as hell to me.
No, okay, now I see where you're coming from.
That's really creepy.
All your friends with wings.
Like, we
but
are
also
not that
fan of
close.
them.
Like, you and I have matching tattoos as part of our bouldering.
So
group.
when you
But, like,
do Coachella and do a stage test when you put my rap,
Yeah.
and I get
yeah.
Daniel Draco's tattoo,
Yeah,
you're just gonna hate me?
No, I'm not going to hate you, but I hope you talk
You're
to me
gonna get a
before
restraining order?
before you talk to me before you make that decision.
So you are gonna get a restraining order.
Oh, you haven't seen my entire back piece that says congrats on 40K LCK finals viewers. cage roll.
Congrats on
It's
the
just
big
awkward
stream.
because you got above
Your
40k now, and I'm
team
afraid that I'm not gonna have to like
destroyed
cross it
the
out and
turret has
edit it.
been destroyed.
Keep changing the numbers.
This motion.
It's like that
The
guy.
needle.
There's a guy in F1 who on his back put Max Verstappen,
Yeah.
2021 world champion, right? But he got it in big, and now he won 2022 as well. So that's underneath it. He's gonna run out of back. Like he's gonna get it down to his ass, and then down to his legs.
At least he picked a winner. You know what I mean? At least he won. It's not the T1 blah 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 time to edit world.
Yeah.
Enemy has
I don't know.
been
Predictive
slain.
ones are just great.
Request
This is
backup.
gonna happen, so I'll tattoo it. Oh, it did happen.
Yeah, like
Request backup.
You know what did happen?
Launch attack.
Yesterday. Tag the carry.
yes. So this is our off-topic rambling section, but this is also a moment to appreciate some of the people in the scene who are doing great things. And normally you would think
Okay.
behind the scenes personnel like our wonderful producer Phil or some of the incredible people who make the show happen, but they were producing Dagda, who is on camera, but also does a lot of great things behind the scenes.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll tell my Dagda story.
So
Okay.
I stream like 8 to 10 hours a day on days I'm not in AC, and I thought, wow, I live a very sedentary life.
doppelganger?
And my legs started getting like a bit. So I was like, I know what I'll do. I'll go to the treadmill, and I'll run for like 10, 20
Yeah,
minutes.
like a walking treadmill?
No, like a running treadmill. And I'll do like a 10, 20 minute run every day before I go through. So I have like, I have exercise, you know.
Yeah.
Shut down.
Little did I know that
Killing spree.
on the arrival day of the treadmill, I go outside, you know, he's ringing my doorbell. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I'm buzzing the door. He's not opening it. He's just standing there looking at the camera. And I'm like, he's not opening the door. And then I put up the intercom. He's like, yeah, come downstairs. I was like, oh, okay.
Our turret is under
So I go
attack.
downstairs.
Team destroyed.
We're in the middle of the street. Not a busy street, but a lot of people walk past
turret
us.
has been
He's got a
destroyed.
massive truck. And you know how at the end of the trucks they have like a little lift?
Yeah, a
so
little,
they can
like,
get
little
the
lift
box
up
on
and down.
top.
Yeah.
He's driving his forklift in the truck. Mini forklift. He's got wooden stool crates, whatever it is, like underneath the
pallet.
box.
There's a pallet
yeah,
underneath the box.
it. Lifts it up, puts it at the end, puts it down the lift, and then carries it on the forklift onto the middle of the street. And I'm like, cool. So how are we getting into the apartment? He's like, what do you mean? Like, you're on your own. Like, you're on your own. And I'm like, bro, carry this forklift on the middle of the street, and I have to get it 3 flights of stairs. And look, is this a one-man job? Like, are you?
Yeah, you're not a power. You don't have that powerless build.
Yeah, and
I believe you got
Bro.
that sleek build. You know what I
I'm
mean?
not that strong.
You're wearing light armor. You're not walking around in the scale mail.
I'm in cloth, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm not in light armor. I'm in
Normal
cloth. I'm not in chainmail.
AC of 10. Strength.
Strength is 8.
He's got -1.
That rock near Baldur's Gate start, I can't move it. Can't do anything. I can't even throw the wizard.
Yeah, your perception high. You know that there's something under it, but it's not going
Yeah.
anywhere.
So, what basically happened was he eventually said he wants to piss off, obviously. He wants me to sign in so he can piss off. But I was like, no, like, you need to help. You need to help. But obviously, eventually, my anxiety gave this.
Request backup.
Bye. And then he got in his truck and left, and there I was with a box the size of me that weighed 150 kilos in the middle of the road. And I'm awkwardly standing there. It's still got the wooden pallet underneath it, and the wooden pallet's attached at the bottom.
Oh god.
So I'm like trying to lift it. I'm like, yeah, this is impossible. There's no way. So I shimmied it to the pavement, like, what is it called?
Killing spree.
Get it on this like curb. Yeah. And then I managed to like push it over to go off the curb.
So you
Our
like
turret is
pushed it.
under attack.
so just topples. Your brand new
yeah.
treadmill
So now
just
it's on the
topples onto the
side,
curb
on the
curb.
curb. Yeah. And then I realized, like, yeah, I can't move it. Like, I'm physically incapable of moving it. So what do? In a situation like that, I go upstairs to my apartment.
You leave it?
I left
Wait, are you
it.
streaming during
No,
this
no,
entire
I'm not
interaction?
streaming. I left it. So
Okay.
what I did then was I went into my stream, my offline chat. Some people lurk around there, and I'm like, guys, I got a problem.
Yeah.
There's this package on the pavement, and I can't move it. And my chat just left. They're all like, idiot. Get a removal man. We had some good ideas.
Real world.
There were some good ideas.
Okay.
People were like, get a removal man. Unpack the box and take things out. Keep them.
That's smart.
There were some good
That's
ideas.
classic.
But eventually I was like, my solution is Dagda. Dagda, for context, lives like a 1-minute walk away. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I call him.
And
he doesn't-
Dagda is built like a powerless.
yeah, I called him. He didn't answer. I'm like, I'm screwed. So I sat there for a good hour in my apartment, just like, I know no one's gonna steal it. You need a truck to steal that thing. No one's gonna take it. It's just sitting on the street. But eventually, after an hour of me sitting in Twitch chat, and my chat actually like doing a gamba as to whether I could get this thing into my apartment or not,
Did you you made content out of this?
Well, I didn't stream it, but I was just talking to some people in the online chat and in the Discord. And then yeah, Dagda woke up. He came over. We got it on its side, on his thing. I didn't realize the wooden pallet was attached with straps. I thought it was like stapled on or something. So we cut the straps. Wooden pallet came out. And then Dagda said, "Step aside. I've played rugby for a lot of my life." Just gets behind this thing and just guns it. And I can see his legs just going. And the whole thing just starts moving into the apartment building. And I'm just like, just standing there like dumbfounded and just like shocked as to how much movement is.
So you, in the end, you didn't even help. He just soloed it.
No, I did. I got on the other side and I was like directing it. You know, I was like the ship steerer.
I was supervising. You have to understand.
Yeah, I was supervising.
Really making the process more.
I was like steering the ship. And that morning the elevator didn't work, but luckily they just fixed it.
And the end of the story cannot be Dagda loses his back and dies for you.
It just fit in the elevator.
Okay.
And then
so shout out to Dagda.
So now it's sitting in my apartment.
Yeah. My story's much simpler. He just was like, I know you like coffee. I asked my mom to bring you some coffee from my favorite coffee. I was like, that's just really coffee.
Yeah, he brought me dinner once. I was streaming too long and he was like, I have some leftovers. You want to bring them over? I said, sure. He brought me some wraps. I ate them. He left.
Anyway, in this house, we love Dagda.
Yeah.
That's the moral of the story.
Show me some real talent.
Yeah, he's just a good dude, especially for us, because I think we're both like, if you ask for something, I'll do it for you, but like, I don't. Otherwise, I'm in my little bubble.
Yeah.
You know, you want me to show up, I'll be there. You want me to be considerate and think through just for no reason.
Monkey would
Different
never.
I forget. My best friends in Portland, we don't talk. I roll from Portland the day before I text them and let them know I'm in town. I am not a great adult.
I think I did the same thing in London where I was like,
you were like, yo, do you want to hang
hey,
out tonight?
Daniel, I'm in London.
I'm 2 hours away from you. Do you want to hang out for an hour?
hang out right now?
We got one session. It was good. During Amsterdam. It was a good time.
Yeah.
Gang there. Speaking of
Well, I think that's probably the longest.
anything else. Yeah, we kind of we're fine. It all came together. We talked about
There's time steps, right? So you can like,
they can click ahead if they don't want the
if
content.
they didn't ask.
They will complain if they want to complain.
Yeah.
No matter what we do.
They have a complaint. Like,
It's like a fight. Sometimes someone's like, I really like this, and someone's like, I'll fight you to death on that. It's wild.
yeah, we need a judge jury.
I don't know what that means in this context, but
No,
yeah.
me neither.
Yep.
Just let it sit.
Sick.
This is weird being the endless desk.
I know it's too open.
Since this is
I feel
so,
loose. I feel
it's
like we're
better
filling
to
for a pod.
accept
So we're not we have to go out to
Normally, in the endless desk, you know, you've got like everyone's in suits or dressed up.
Yeah, I feel like
There's people all around behind the camera.
I feel like fans wandered in.
Yeah, the studio is a ghost.
Is there a ninja who has stolen my
Me and
skill
you,
of
an audio guy.
doppelganger?
MC.
Phil, the producer,
behind the camera.
behind the
Shout out
camera.
Phil. Another great
I can
human.
see the whole set. It is
Yep.
spooky and dark.
It's like a
Never settle
slept
for
through
being
overnight.
Inhibitor turret is under attack.
like Night of Kings. Anyway, we actually League of Legends. So if you missed last week's games, this is a weird time to join the podcast because you should probably go watch those games first. But we can summarize for you.
Go, boys!
I don't get spoiler warnings ever, so I don't know why I said sometimes. Spoiler. We sometimes talk about League. We had two series this week, XL versus
Since
Mad.
this is so,
The most surprising
to
result,
accept it.
mostly because now that it's happened, not that surprising because we know what Mad always had a high ceiling, but surprising because, again, putting your face in Mad, biggest coin flip ever. This is the series that we all got wrong.
Yep.
Me.
I hate Mad. I hate them.
You can't rely on them to do anything. You cannot rely on them to lose.
The
You
whole
cannot
year.
rely on them to win. You cannot rely on them to be great or mediocre.
Sometimes I'll go to Worlds and get out of groups. Sometimes I'll go to Worlds and not even get through play-ins.
go,
And they'll lose the wildcard region. Sometimes they'll finish 8% of the season and then they'll win the split.
But
Sometimes they'll lose 9 or 8 games in a row and then they'll go our second best team on paper. I just hate them.
yeah. I mean, I have got no beef, to be clear. I just wish that
Yeah, no beef.
figure there would be more consistent.
You could just give me, it's like, you know,
Pick a lane and stick to
Under
it.
attack.
it's just all over the place. It's like the room's messy, everything's screwed up, but their life's completely intact. And everything's fine. But there's clothes everywhere and I can't take a single step. It's infested. But their life's great and they...
This is such a weird analogy because you are that person. You live a very put together life, but you like...
Why are you gonna sell me out?
You're a sharps. You know how they do that circle for stats?
every mistake
You got
could
like
be a lesson.
4 points, and everything else is just a void. You know what I'm talking about?
Slain more.
Self-care and cleanliness of the house.
Self-care, like house state. Bam, negative, whatever.
And it's actually, my house state is a Mad Lion's house state. If I've been streaming for 2 weeks straight, it's a mess. Have
But
I had 3 days off? Pristine.
What I'm saying is sometimes their house is clean, sometimes it's a disaster. So when Mad Lions invite you over for a dinner party, you're like, it could be like a five-star Michelin meal,
Or I'm eating off the floor.
or I'm eating off the floor.
No.
And it's like
The
been there.
blood of monkey would never die.
3. Sometimes.
And this week, Mad smashed Excel. This series was not close. Shout out to Carzy, especially, of all the reasons I thought this team would do well.
Is there a ninja who has stolen my
Carzy,
skill
like,
of
Carzy was not first on my list. I thought it was going to be a lot about Attila thing, and it was, but I think Carzy played phenomenally. Now, admittedly, the one game in their series where he played Sivir, it went on for like 20 minutes longer than it should have. Probably should have been next up.
Oh, yeah.
So it is worth mentioning. Matt did, credit to them, bring it back.
But I love it how, like, in the team fight, of course, he did, like, insane damage numbers, and he carried that fight and that won in the game. But, like, he literally just stood there auto-attacking.
Since this is
got Azir ulted, stood there auto-attacking, and then everyone died. And it's
And
not
you
like
gotta
a
respect
flashy
Carzy
thing,
because there's games where...
but he stood his ground,
yeah.
and he just hit. And then they won that game.
Sometimes Carzy is like so good.
Is there
and
a
again,
ninja who
in
has
this
stolen
way,
my
he's
skill of doppelganger?
Sometimes he's eating into other people, and it reminds me when we were watching the series. Carzy, when Mad Lions
Never
first started to
settle
take
for
off and
being
do pretty
second.
well, we used to talk about how they should give Carzy with a dash. He's just gonna leap
Just
into
gonna
the
dash
enemy
in.
team and die.
Yeah,
And I
lane
forgot
as well.
about that until this series. He did have a couple oopsie moments, but yeah.
I remember that
The
there was an
blood of
Ezreal
monkey
game earlier
would
on in the
never
year where he was
die.
playing against Malphite, I think, and just Ezreal Eden and just got Malphite ulted. I think it was against BDS in the finals, actually. Was it against BDS in the finals? I think it was.
might have been.
And then they almost lost that game. And I remember messaging him being like, that was a close call. And he was like, oh my god. That's how he does his thing.
Yeah.
I thought I lost the game for the whole team. But yeah, I don't know. My summary of the Mad XL series was like, game 1, I think XL's draft was just completely unplayable. They're playing Kalista Alistar against Poppy Pop against Ezreal. Like, Alistar into Ezreal sucks.
Yeah.
Alistar into Poppy Ezreal sucks
Sucks.
even more. They got outranged, outscaled, they got pushed in, and there was like no options. And
Yeah,
as
and
much as you can get Renekton ahead, Renekton can't carry versus Poppy Ivern as
Well-
like he just gets one shot.
And just like, obviously this is the first game we've seen on and so I like wasn't sure where the meta was going to end up, but now from what we've learned this weekend, and also from what we've learned from 13-13, when you give away Ivern and Rel, and you don't, there's almost no good trade. If I say I can have Ivern and Rel, is there any champion where like I'll pick 2 champions back and it's a good trade?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of teams really like Ivern. I think the team like BDS realized Ivern plus range support is trash. You need
there
range
a
support.
ninja?
That's like
Support
Ivern's
insane.
#1 rule.
Yep.
But I think the big thing for me was just you're playing Kalista Alistar and then XL never takes it. Like bot lane, they couldn't find any
It felt like they were I feel like Diego did a really good position, but I feel like a lot they took it was such a big step
Since
away
this is
from the
so,
things that made
it's
them
better to
good
accept
in
it.
summer.
Yeah.
Almost a completely different looking at it.
I just feel like you have to steamroll through bot really hard this game.
Yeah.
And you have to steamroll the game. Because if you get the 3 items on Ezreal, Azir, Poppy, they just all stand together, thumbs up, and anyone who comes in any direction just gets
Every mistake would be a lesson.
and you don't have the engage, like an Ornald or something, to actually disrupt that. You're only real engaged with the Alistar. I like the Corki into Azir. I feel like Faker's been playing that a lot. It's just like an easy response
The
to
blood
just
of
get
monkey
poked for
would
free.
never die.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not too much the XL to do with that game.
I mean, yeah, overall I think it was a bit weird. Kind of almost felt like a false start for Excel. I feel like their game 2, I liked a lot more of what they had going on. And they were doing, you know, pretty well.
Well, their game 2 was over. They should
Their
have
game
won
2
that.
was over. They should have won that game. Like, yeah, this is, and then in that sense, like, super dominant 3-0 for Mad. It was a 3-0, and 2 of those games was very convincing. But game 2,
Never
Excel could not.
I mean, they just. I mean, it's not even a factor of being outscaled. Like,
Yeah,
they're playing like Azir or Helios.
Felix for Sivir. You're outranging in the vast majority of circumstances.
remembering that game, Niski was doing so much work on the side lane that XL like was disrupted a lot by that.
Yeah.
And eventually they won that mid fight against Sivir. And I remember catching that game just being like, XL, the game is won, but you need to care about Sivir. You need to care about Sivir. Like Ivern Sivir, he gets uptime. And there was so many mid lane fights where there's like diving them on a tier 3 and Sivir is just standing there. And they lose members, they lose tempo on the map, Niski's pushing side, and they could never like recover a map state where they could just push it down mid. But I don't know, I mean, that game, Patrick was super fed, Abadagi was so strong. Everything felt like it should have come together. I mean, Odoamne was steamrolling through top after the early dives.
And that's what I was ready on that day for that series to be XL 3-0. And then after game 1, I was like, oh god. And then in the middle of that game too, I was like, this is going 5. Like, this is going to be so much more about draft than I thought. This is going to be like, clearly these teams are actually fighting on more even footing and they're trading back and forth. Maybe could have been an XL 3-1 when I was looking at what, 7K gold lead?
Yeah, almost 7K,
Yeah.
Almost 7K.
And XL just could not do it. And the one thing I will say for Mad, I like this from Mad. They got way more creative in their game 3 draft. Yes, it was still mostly meta champions, but I loved the Camille coming out.
Yeah.
I thought Chasey did super well.
Yeah, I think Poppy, Camille, and Dinar. Like, that Lee Sin pick blew my mind. I remember seeing it, because we didn't do draft. It was the analyst test doing draft, and I was sitting there talking with Dagda.
That's like the most unplayable Lee Sin I've ever seen in my entire goddamn life.
Bro, Lee Sin against Camille is annoying. Lee Sin against Poppy Alistar is just unplayable.
Well,
like,
and I figured out how they wanted to use Peach, and then everything in this series showed me was like, they decided that was wrong.
Yeah, I think you kind of have to go something like Trundle there. But even like, if you
Let's
gave
make
me
the
a
whole
2v2
world
and you said
green
the
and
2v2 is
lively.
Gnar, Lee Sin, counter it as hard as humanly possible in blind pick. I say Camille Poppy.
Yeah.
Any day of the
It's
week.
the literal
Gnar
dream.
can't move.
Test.
Insanely
Alpha
one-sided
is
2v2.
online.
Lee Sin can't move. You win level 1 to 3, maybe, and then
Everything
that's it. It just
engulfed in
all goes
flame.
downhill
I
from then.
guess, and to be fair, it's been a long time since we've seen Camille. Like,
Yeah.
we haven't
Hello,
seen Camille in a
my
while, so
friend.
not anticipating it. But even just on the merit of them having Poppy alone, which
Yeah.
at this point is still a flex, right? Could still technically go top lane at this stage of the draft. It's like, what do you?
Yeah, Camille used to be like an old school counter to Gnar because like you get Sunder
play
and then you
together.
can't
Kill.
lane.
I don't even think it was Sunder back when she was in old school. I don't even remember what
Yeah, it
she
was
used to
Triforce
build
or
or
something,
try.
probably.
You get one item,
Yeah, you
and
get
you
one
just
item.
the second he turns
Welcome
mini.
to the greatest magic
He's
show
dead.
of all
And you just
time.
win on side lane, but it's just Odo died to like 3 ganks in the first like 10 minutes of the game,
Yeah.
and then Camille had Sunder by like 10, 12 minutes, something like that, or Triforce rather, and yeah, Gnar can't play side lane. Lee Sin turns
There's
off
no
anything to
time
Camille
to
once he's that far
chit-chat.
ahead, and as long as Elioya covers him, they have like their
The falling
game
stars
2
brought
draft on
us here.
steroids because they have LeBlanc side lane with Camille side lane. They have like this deadly 1-3-1.
Yeah.
And XL don't have champs to stop it. The only person who can stop it is Patrick. He just has to like Kai'Sa ult on sides and try to salvage the whole map. But when your 1-3-1 comp is ahead,
Once you have a lead like this,
two
you're spending the entire
greatest
game catching waves. You
inventions.
can't
It's
be there
GG.
to collapse and
It's-
make a 2v1.
it's such like the only way to play against 1-3-1 is if you play a 5-man group comp and the solo lanes aren't that far ahead. So you can leverage your 1-lane push versus their 2-lane push and get advantages by like forcing
Sniper
objectives,
ready.
right?
Yeah.
Give
How
me
do
a
you force
target.
objectives? What are you gonna turn
Well,
with?
you
Lee
can't-
Sin Rel into Poppy Alistar? Like Alistar destroys Rel.
And also
And
just like
Poppy Alistar destroys Lee Sin. There's no turn. You can't
every
just force an objective.
yeah, you can't straight up walk into a fight. You don't have like Azir is your one luxury of range, and you're just like it's so hard for you to get.
Chivalry is
You
dead.
don't really like your
I will
strongest
revive
frontliner
it.
is. This is a game where you're Azir right. is
your
Like
one
Trundle
luxury
is
of
still
range.
rough, but I feel like
My
you want
fists
something to
are
stop them. It's just
unlimited.
one-shotting your
Really like your-
Kai'Sa.
Yeah, I think they needed like some kind of like if I don't remember the pick order,
Revive.
right? But some kind of like
This is a game where
Trundle
you're right,
Ornn or
like,
something.
Trundle-
May the
like
blood
that.
of my
So
enemies
Lee
flow
Sin
from my
are
spear.
collapsed. Just Renekton and Sejuani were banned away.
Yeah, I
Maokai
think
had
they
already
needed,
been
like,
banned
some
away.
kinda
So
like-
at this point, they
I
let
don't
Jungle
remember
go
the
down
pick
pretty
order.
fast. It's
They
definitely
4-5 Lee Sin Ornn or
They
something.
4-5 AC
Into Poppy?
into Poppy.
Into Poppy Alistar, they 4-5 gnarly because I remember they last picked Camille.
Yeah,
that's
rounded out.
like the only avenue I can understand Lee Sin is no mobility
Harley is
and
my
LeBlanc.
most
Lee Sin
trusted
is like the best
partner.
jungler against LeBlanc in
Yeah.
the game because you can actually gap closer and your Q like kind of screws her passive. But you need like Lee Sin, Lissandra, Lee Sin, TF. You need someone with CC when
That's the
you're playing
thing,
Lee Sin.
yeah,
You
it's
can't- like Lee Sin is here versus LeBlanc. I don't think LeBlanc
Well,
really cares.
And like, I'm down for Lee Sin, but
Mm.
please play it with some sort of setup. Your only setup CC for Lee Sin on the entire map is Rel. bot lane.
Uh,
And that matchup is already annoying because they have Varus, so they're already going to probably take control of push early, right?
Yeah.
And it's like you can probably get advantage level 2.
Oh, Matt's comp is so annoying, isn't it? Poke Varus, LeBlanc with Static Shift Lichbane for side lane and poke,
Yeah.
and then 2 champs, Poppy Alistar, that prevent
And
any engage.
I hate poke
That's
Varus.
so
I
annoying.
much prefer on hit as hard as it is to play. Now I've gone on record in the past to say I don't love it in EU because I think teams struggle to play around it. But against a comp where there's no tank,
Yeah, it's just free DPM farming. So like, props to Mad for the turnaround. As much as I say game 2 they should have lost,
sure.
and I also think I think Mac won that series.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if
Welcome to Mobile Legends.
I don't know, that game 1 draft.
Excel felt did.
Like, I don't know what's better, playing Poppy Alistar
5
against Lee
seconds till the
Sin-Nar, or
enemy
playing
reaches the
Poppy
battlefield.
versus
Smash
Kalista
them.
Alistar. Like, you know, Kalista versus
All
Poppy. Yeah, this is
troops deployed.
unplayable. You literally have to stand still
One
and auto
always
attack, because
keep
if you
your
jump,
gun
you just
loaded.
get rooted. Like,
Yeah.
Poppy W is on top of you. Kalista,
Dead
not only are you
before
getting
they
stunned
knew
into walls or knocked away, but you also can't move. You just have to stand there. And it's just... You just die. It's like you're stun locked for like 3 seconds while Poppy W's up. Like,
No.
that matchup is horrible.
Poppy's awesome.
Poppy
Poppy
won
is
that
so
series.
strong, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
one's
I
ever
feel
been
like
too
I'm hoping we
far.
still have more to see from the meta. Because this series was a bit bland, and while there was more spice in the BSG2 series, it's not as... We were hoping for more AD mix. We were
Yeah.
talking last week on the podcast. There's a lot getting practice.
I mean, the Talia ban, I
Loyalty
think, covered that
is
a
the
lot.
best
Yeah, Talia
final
was, I
scope.
think she was banned every
She's
single
100%
game.
presence. I got...
So there must be some, like, Talia jungle that's going on. I mean, I started playing solo queue again, like, 4 days ago.
Yeah.
I was unranked, now I'm 300 LP. Bro,
Climb
I'm on the
Come a
climb.
little closer.
But I played mostly Lee Sin, yeah, but I played a lot of Talia as well, because they basically buffed her damage to jungle camps. And if you buff damage to jungle camps, any patch note where it says damage to jungle camps increased, it's very likely that champ's broken. And you need to abuse it quickly. Like, when they did that to, like, Darius jungle, Morgana
Maokai.
jungle, Maokai jungle, Rel jungle, these champs just became absurd.
Brand jungle. No.
So free tip for patch
Zed,
notes.
Herself made it out there, wherever
Zed
Herself made
jungle.
it is right now.
Free tip for patch notes, if anyone's
One
jungle
shot,
damage is buffed, just go
one
try
kill.
straight away,
Try it,
because
yeah.
it's very
I
likely
admire
it's
their
OP.
courage
Well, okay,
to
so
take
right now
my
the 100%
bullets.
pick ban are Ivern, Rel, Tristan, and Talia. And we're seeing Ivern and Rel make it through a decent amount. We see a little bit of Triss, but Talia is essentially permanent.
Yeah, and a quick thing about Talia is, like, her clear is really good and healthy. But she old Talia jungle before her Q changes, when her Q was all flat throughout the entire Q, she was actually a really strong level 1 to 3. Like, you could get level 3 on Talia and just fight people, no
One
problem.
shot,
Now,
one
it's
kill.
been a while, and it's been like almost a year since the
Nice
changed, so we
try.
haven't seen much of her. But she is really strong at level 7 and level 9, when she gets 4.22 or 5 points, because she's like a scaling champ kind of like now. It's almost like a mini version of Kale, where you get 0.22, it like exponentially gets so much
And we
better.
saw that-
But early, it's kind of weak.
Yeah, for the brief period of time that
Target
Post
on
rework
me.
was popular in mid lane, getting picked up in mid lane was like, yeah, she's insane.
Yeah.
Like, you get a
One
lot of
shot,
utility
one
early
kill.
game just from the Unraveled Earth, from the ability to stop dashes.
Yeah.
You have decent wave.
One
Like
shot,
late game.
one kill.
Yeah, late gaming is really nice. And then on the full late game, she's kind of meh, but it's also very situational,
So-
because Talia E is so strong. Like, if you can walk up to an elder fight
One
and put an
shot,
E down, no
one
one can
kill.
dash.
Anything.
It's absurd.
Yeah, I mean, turns out all these champions, Poppy and Talia, with the ability to stop gap closers,
I mean,
ruin
yeah.
half of the
Initiate
playmaking champions in the
It
game.
makes sense. Like, they're playing like Renekton blind, you're against
Target
Poppy or
locked.
Talia. It's like, I can't move in fights. Kalista,
Or the rocks
I don't know,
down.
all of Excel's champs just have
The spike
dashes.
strip.
Maybe this is like a results-based heavy analysis, but like Renekton, Corki, Kalista, Alistar,
And you are
like
too.
Lee Sin, like, oh my god, it's just heaven.
Take us back. That's what I'm saying. Bring
One
back, make
shot,
brands good again.
one
All these
kill.
hyper-immobile champions.
Make me brand. Oh, bro, that's the stuff. That's the good stuff. You know, when you put like the Poppy, as much as it's nice versus these dashes, if you play
Nice
Poppy
try.
versus like, I don't know, yeah, like a mage like Brand or Nivea or any like Ezreal Yumi or anything like that, or Aphelios or Lulu, you can't do anything. You're just getting
Yeah, I
one.
feel like half the reason Poppy is so good.
Nowhere to
partly
run.
because
Bang.
mobility is always going to be
Yeah, as long as you're quick on it, you either stop their engage or you.
You control
Like,
One
space
shot,
so well, but if
one
we're just in like
kill.
front to back double control mage,
Yeah.
you'd rather have Ornn over Poppy.
Not only can I
immediately.
E you away or into
Yeah.
a wall or W your dash, but I can also blast you halfway across the map when I'm finishing an
That
objective.
That ult is so good. Every time it gets charged up, like it's like 60% likely that it's not going to do anything. So I don't think people get as hype as they should.
Yeah.
But that
This would
ult, if
help.
it hits two characters, any two
And I
characters,
can spin it and not cast it.
And it's
on
15
10
seconds
seconds, 15 seconds cooldown.
Yeah. And it instantly game deciding, objective deciding control. Because as long as anyone on your team can follow up, you can just instantly kill the remaining
Bro,
members.
it's the year of Poppy. This champ's broke.
Poppy is nasty.
I've also been playing a lot of Poppy. So I have 22 games leased
You
in.
have your own OPG.
22 games leased in, 59% win rate, 11 games Poppy, second most played, 73%. I don't even pick it into dashes. I just pick Poppy, 3 camps, dive bot, GG.
But this is my I like having Poppy in the meta. I like champions with unique utility.
Where
and
did
frankly,
Harley
like
go?
it's
Haven't
cool to
seen him
have
for a while.
champions that are really strong into other
One
circuits.
shot.
I like that.
One kill.
Dota obviously is that to an extreme. I never want to be Dota level, but I like when champions are really clearly strong into other circuits.
I also like champs that are simple and like
Not
they're
one
easy to
shot
understand, but they can also be very strong. Like Neferi. I don't think that champ is
One shot.
overly complicated
One
and
kill.
mediocre as well.
Yeah,
It's not that complicated. You got a Q knockback, you got extra range and true damage on your W, you got 2 shields, and you got a cleanse on your ult.
Yeah.
It's strong. You know, it's simple and strong.
I'm especially for me, because I'm a boomer at this point very clearly, like, I don't need another Zed. When Zed came out, I spent like a bajillion games trying to get a Zed. And I was good at my trash elo, but it's nice when a new champion comes out and it's not like rework the Kali level. Like,
bro, when Akali first got reworked, W under tower.
Yeah, she was
invisible from
broken,
tower
so
shot.
I was like,
I
oh,
was
wow,
like,
I'm good at Akali. I wasn't
whoa.
good at Akali. Akali was turbo broken.
Do you remember
But just like the essay that you have to read to understand that champion,
Target
the mechanical
locked.
ability you need to play that
Target
champion at a
on
high
move.
level
One
versus,
shot.
you know, Neferi. But I actually like having a mix of, because it feels like for a couple years there, they were exclusively
shot.
making like really high skill cap champions.
Yeah, and there's so many small mechanics that they removed. If you think about it, for example,
kill.
Sylas, you used to be able to EQ at the same time, so you could root them in
One
EQ
shot.
at
The
the same
auto
time.
canceling on the passive
Yeah.
used to be you didn't get stacks, you used to just be able to.
And on Akali, you could also EQ at the same time, so you can like Q and E at the
One
same
kill.
time,
Yeah.
and it was like a super combo.
Loyalty
they have
is
like
my best
they
spotter
do
scope.
nerf in the sense of removing those like really nice
Nowhere to
animation
run.
pencils that like make your life.
You have been slain.
But yeah, those champs when they first got reworked, I was like, what the hell?
That's just too much for my
3
little brain.
dashes, invisibility on the
You
tower.
have to remember old Akali, if you didn't play, you like Q'd the mark ability and put a mark on them, and then if you autoed them, it popped the mark. So
you get
similar
energy.
to that, yeah. But then your ult was just like a 3-stack dash. So you Q, alt, you'd auto.
And your E was just like, you just did like AoE, right?
Sponged. Your W was a big, ugly circle that kept you invisible. It was not.
Bro, an old Poppy ult, you remember that?
Yeah, you used to just ult someone and no one else could do damage to you, and you would
Apart from
just
that
do
one person.
and you did increased damage.
And
to
did
them.
bonus damage to them. So you could like ult someone in your lane and dive them, and the tower doesn't do damage to
One
them, and you
shot.
do bonus damage.
One
and I'm not
kill.
sure, because it wasn't OP. Like, not many people played it.
Poppy was useless.
Yeah.
'Cause Poppy Q, old Poppy Q was essentially what
Dead
current
before
Poppy
they
Q
knew
is,
me.
but it was an auto attack reset, and it was no AoE.
Wait, what was her E? Was it a dash?
E was a dash. E was a dash the same. W was the armor MR
it's the
steroid.
armor MR.
You could never do more than 10% of her current health with that's with her passive with any ability.
No one's ever
So when
been
she got
too
low,
far.
she was impossible to kill.
Bro, can you imagine, like, they make a champion right now, and they give them old Poppy ult. Everyone would be like, what?
But if they gave him ult, that's the thing. Poppy was strong at some points, not as much in pro play. I think Chachi was like the only person playing Poppy. But
I
she
am
couldn't
neither the
clear a
hungry
wave,
wolf.
bro.
Oh,
She had
yeah.
no
Fish
wave
and
clear.
lamb.
Her Q was just an auto. It was like a Naxxus Q.
Not like old Scion, baby. Ooh, that wave's a
just walk up,
one-shot.
push W. I mean, do something.
Four Torrents ring, wave's
Alright.
dead.
Team
We're getting lost in
destroyed
the
a turret.
nostalgia. Which is
good,
great.
though.
Nostalgia is good.
Target
I
on
mean,
the
I
move.
love.
What's your favorite champion of all time in like the year or state? Like
Our
old
turret
this,
is
old
under
that,
attack.
with these items, like,
Elise,
Eye on the target.
she was broken
yeah,
when you used to build the jungle item on her.
like Spirit of the
Yeah,
Spirit of
I
the
played her everywhere.
something.
I played her everywhere. Spirit of the Ancient
Focus.
Lizard, I think, was the
Elder Lizard,
or Wraith.
Golem.
It might have been the Wraith, the AP vamp
Yeah.
one.
Monster kill.
I played her in every role. I loved Elise. And then they nerfed her, so you had to be good at her because she was broken. And I get it, I do. But that was like. Peak.
My favorite was Ignite.
No one's ever
The
been
old
too
ult. You just
far.
flash ultimate Ignite, and then you just like auto E as you come out, and dead.
You know what? That is like one of the things I do really enjoy, especially about
Better
the arena
gear,
mode, is it's
better
like you
aim.
finally get to play some of the weird stuff
Yeah.
that you could just never ever justify playing as solo queue. You're like, it's not ARAM where you just get something random. You like, feel like, oh, I won. That said, people tried too hard in that game.
I like
One shot, one
That
kill.
I actually don't remember anything about her kit except for
Not one shot
the
wasted.
That said, people tried too hard in that game. There was another series that happened this week.
her W was another series happened this week. G2 versus
G2 versus
BDS.
BDS. This one we expected to be clean sweep.
Enemy in range.
Our best team.
And
we
you
think by a
are
pretty
too.
decent margin.
Yeah.
And while it was proven in this series, BDS managed to take games, specifically game 2. And I gotta give some credit to BDS here. They did an incredible job shutting down
Gather at the Lord.
Yikes Evelyn. Now, was I a huge fan of the Evelyn pick? No, but with a single game sample size where it did nothing, of course you're not going to be. But they tracked it. They killed Yikes twice. Adam sacking his lane to go contest Raptors for the second kill.
Yeah, always does that, doesn't it?
I liked it. And I think that was most teams when they encounter something new are like so scared. Oh, what's it gonna do? And we've obviously the pro players have been pro players long enough that they're not as phased. But like, if they had just sat back and Eve had gotten
The
6
master
for free,
plan remains
that game would have been
unchanged.
Yeah.
but shutting Yike down early just made the entire game so free.
Where did Harley
So
go?
free for BDS. They were winning
Haven't seen
bot
him for
lane.
a
They were
while.
winning that bot lane 2-2. It should have been hard because Braum Theory, fun fact, not great.
Bro, G2 strat that game. Oh, man, they're playing. I feel bad for Mickey, but they're playing Renix and Nautilus into Braum.
I admire
Ivern,
their
like,
courage to take my
Nautilus,
bullets.
it's really Nautilus versus Braum is already really hard, but you factor in like Ivern, the problem he has in fights, Mickey, I think, and you just kind of die. You get hit by Braum back because you get ulted, knocked up, Daisy knocked up, you get Braum passive stun, like you just can't.
Well, I mean, the problem is also when your carries are behind. You're gonna be dead the entire game.
Yeah, you know, the way AP jungle Evelyn works, like obviously it's on a full clear. Like your early ganks are okay, you know, your farm's fine, and like dives, you only have really good state, but most of the time you're just power farming.
Yeah.
I think Yike was like a double crab that game.
Loyalty is my best
Yeah,
sparring
if your lanes
skill.
get pushed in and you get invaded as Evelyn, that is the worst nightmare ever.
Yeah.
And also, I don't think Yike, as much as they have double AD carry, the Ivern, I don't know
One
what
shot.
as much as I have in my head, Ivern can allow you to power farm. Also, it just makes it hard to assassinate someone this champion when you're just putting boots on a dragon
Well,
fight.
I think the thing about Evelyn, in my experience, and I'm by no means
Focus.
it's like if you stick with power farm and you can find a pick on an item or get any kind of snowball going, so that you're not completely reliant on that W to just not one-shot someone, but do a significant amount of damage, the game probably feels fine. But when you're behind against an Ivern, the game is completely unplayable. So from the moment we left draft, it was very clear that this was going to be a feast or famine kind of game. Because, yeah, if you fall behind against Braum, Ivern, double 80 carry as Evelyn, like,
Yeah, I mean, Evelyn,
and we saw it the entire
A new
game. Like,
path
Yike is just like,
unfolds.
I'm in the darkness. And BDS are like, cool,
Yeah,
what,
Evelyn
what are you doing over there, bud? You're not going to
One
one-shot
shot.
anybody, so...
One
yeah.
kill.
It's either like a heavy side lane, like a heavy team fight flanker, or just a side lane only. Yeah. And you just, and the thing is that, like, I remember scrimming self-made like 2019, 2020, non-stop playing against this guy Evelyn, and it was horrific. And eventually I kind of learned how to play against it. There's a couple of rules, like you don't put normal wards anywhere. You just put them on our camps, no matter what.
Yeah,
you just
like can't see it otherwise.
Like if you're in river, just take time, just walk, put a ward on his
This would
ramp,
help.
like Grump or his truck, anything is really important.
Gather at the Lord.
The second thing is, at first when I played against Evelyn, he would gank side lanes, right? Obvious.
Gather at the
His
Lord.
Evelyn would go behind his side laner and they try to dive or they try to make some shenanigans happen on side lane. But then
One
I
shot.
realized, like, after ages of playing against that, I always imagined that he would play on a side lane, and so I tried to cover side lane more. But then he would use the fake pressure of me thinking when he's on side lane with his solo lane pushing and me expecting it. Looking at the bot, scrim being like, he's not even there. Like, he's on his crux. His mid laner's pushing the bot tier 2. And because his mid laner's fake pressuring, I get the idea that Evelyn's there, so I don't go on him. So he's actually griefing, but he's making it look like he's not griefing because he has Evelyn on his team.
Yeah.
And then it became this mind game of like, do I go
I
on
am
their
the
side lane or
target.
not? Is Evelyn there or not? And that
And-
paranoia is just really, you have to
One
read
shot.
the game state really
One
well to
kill.
know whether you can go in or not. And I think I went through the trial by fire of that. And eventually, like, you realize like numbers advantages everything, and like it just sometimes you just have to
Well,
outplay it.
and that's kind of my point as to why I want to make sure we give credit to BDS here, is that oftentimes teams will get paired and about to pick their adversaries. And I don't know how if they got the I'm not sure what their experience was with the pick. But if they had not been as aggressive in invading contested and she had gotten some of it, they would have spent the entire game dealing with that pressure. That closer game you're playing in your head. Are the games where
Not one shot wasted.
not know.
One shot.
And they really made it work. I mean, they got pressure bot lane, and what I think is a pretty difficult. Like Zeri Braum is not an ideal.
Nowhere to
combo
run.
position. Zeri
One
doesn't
shot.
always take Lucianos.
One
You
kill.
can't always reliably practice stacks, but despite that, they were able to get push on that first
One
invade.
shot.
They
One
played
kill.
super aggressive to get the kill on a Yike, clearly aware that everyone kind of
Legendary.
useless that early in the game when you have hand advantage. Like, that's they made like from that moment on, who cares? Like Evelyn's behind,
Dead
so far
before
behind
they
that
knew me.
she's never a threat to BDS. Play it fully, which is and I won't say that the Evelyn in this game did not do well. Maybe Evelyn's a good pick, I don't know.
One
They
shot.
might be cooking something
One
last game,
kill.
but it's also like if you fall behind with Evelyn, not only are you behind, but the enemy team gets so much bonus gold that they can build things like right.
Legendary.
Like they're so accelerated that they're double GAs and stuff like that. It's like wow, it's definitely unfair.
Victory.
Yeah, and I mean, like that's the thing is like I feel like 90% of the time, and I'm just gonna say 100% of the time, Evelyn is relevant, right? It's in these are what the game states look like, right? Is it's all or nothing with any kind of assassin in the jungle, and I think doubly so with Evelyn.
Yeah, Evelyn's a weird one.
But BDS got the win. Was pretty clean from there on out, and again, I think G2 once Evelyn fell behind, it felt like a draft divvy the entire time. You could definitely just say it was a draft divvy.
Everything engulfed in flames.
Welcome to the greatest magic show of all time! Let's make the whole world green and lively. Magic show of all time!
Hello, my friend.
Let's make the whole world green and lively. Magic show of all time!
Hello, my friend.
Let's play together. Make the whole world green and lively.
The ocean is not just our home. It is who we are.
Let's play together. Make the whole world green and lively.
The ocean is not just our
Sniper ready. Give me a
It is
target.
who we are.
Let's play together.
Test. Alpha is online.
The ocean is not just our
Sniper ready. Give me a
It is
target.
who we are.
Let's play together.
Test. Alpha is online.
The ocean is not just
Sniper ready. Give me a target.
Test.
The falling stars brought us here. Sniper ready. Give me a target.
Test.
The falling stars brought us here.
I do what I want to do.
The falling stars brought us here.
I do what I want to do.
You should be ashamed for not trusting yourself.
I do what I want to do.
You should be ashamed for not trusting yourself.
I do what I want to do.
In Harmonia, my arrow flies towards hope.
In Harmonia, my arrow flies towards hope.
하야부사 산조.
In Harmonia, my arrow flies
Kill all at once!
In Harmonia, my arrow flies
Kill all at once!
Wipe out all the injustice in the world.
Kill all at once!
Wipe out all the injustice in the world.
Kill all at once!
Wipe out all the injustice in the world.
Kill all at once!
Wipe out all the injustice in the world. Wipe out all the injustice in the world. Wipe out all the injustice in the world. Wipe out all the injustice in the world.
Welcome to Mobile Legends! 5 seconds till the enemy reaches the battlefield. Smash them! Welcome to Mobile Legends! All troops deployed!
The music of my bow will cleanse
5
their
seconds
hearts.
till the enemy reaches
Each
the
arrow
battlefield.
is a note of my
Smash
symphony.
them! All troops deployed!
The music of my bow will cleanse
5
their
seconds
hearts.
till the enemy reaches
Each
the
arrow
battlefield.
is a note of my symphony. Soul Blight corrupts the city like a cloud under the sun. Can't fight the beat. Soul Blight corrupts the city like a cloud. Crush the tempo. You're falling flat. Can't fight the beat.
Initiate retreat! Initiate retreat!
You're falling flat. Can't fight the beat. Get into the rhythm.
Initiate retreat! First blood!
Can't fight the beat. Get into the rhythm.
Sorry. First blood!
My home is Harmonia, where neon lights and fresh new beats light the way. Push the tempo. My home is Harmonia, where neon lights and fresh new beats light the way. Push the tempo. Push the tempo. Push the tempo.
Request backup!
Can't fight the beat. Push the tempo. Can't fight the beat. Push the tempo. I track my enemies through any dimension.
Initiate retreat! Has slain the turtle.
I track my enemy. You're out of tune. Push the tempo. Can't fight the beat. Yeah. Dora's right. Music can absolutely be the remedy. Push the tempo. To the beat. Can't fight the beat.
Double kill.
Off the stage. Can't fight the beat.
Killing spree.
Can't fight the beat. Let's see how it plays. Push the tempo.
You have been slain.
Can't hear the music.
My song isn't over.
An enemy has been slain.
Face the music.
An ally has been slain. Initiate retreat.
Push the tempo.
Request backup. Request backup. Mega kill. Ally has been slain. Double kill. Request
New to
backup.
your playlist.
The enemy has slain the turtle. Request backup.
Can't fight the beat. Yeah.
An ally has been slain.
Yeah. Push the tempo. Can't fight the beat. It's all just
Request
one big
backup.
melody, isn't it?
Initiate retreat. Shut down.
Can't fight the beat.
Request backup.
You're out of tune. Can't fight the beat. Can't fight the beat.
Request backup.
Can't fight the beat. Push the tempo. Off to the beat.
You have slain an enemy. Initiate retreat. You have been slain.
Can't hear the music.
Request backup. Enemy double kill. Request backup. Our turret has been destroyed. An enemy has been slain.
My song isn't
Our
over.
turret is under attack. An enemy has been slain. Launch attack. Request backup.
Can't fight the beat.
Ally has been slain.
Let's jam.
Shut down. An ally has been slain. The enemy has slain the turret. Our turret is under attack.
I'll squeeze a song out of this. Can't fight the beat.
Our turret has been destroyed.
Push the tempo. You're falling flat.
Our turret has been destroyed. Request backup.
Can't fight the beat.
Our inhibitor turret is under attack.
Whether you're human or AI, let's band together for Harmonia.
Request backup. Our turret is under attack. An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Need a new playlist. Sometimes I don't know if I'm in harmonia or a dream.
Our inhibitor turret is under attack.
To the beat. Can't fight the beat.
Slain an enemy.
Can't fight the beat. Yeah.
Ally has been slain.
Yeah.
Initiate retreat.
Music to my ears. I know I can count on my friends.
Our turret has been destroyed.
Can't fight the beat.
The enemy has slain Lord. Request backup. Killing spree.
Can't fight the beat.
Launch attack. Initiate retreat.
Let's see how it plays.
Initiate retreat.
Let's jam. Get into the rhythm.
Our turret is under attack. Initiate retreat.
Let's take it up an octave.
Our inhibitor turret is under attack. Our turret is under attack. Shut down. Ally has been slain. Our turret has been destroyed.
My arrows won't stop until the soul blight dissipates.
Our inhibitor turret is under attack.
Push the tempo. Sometimes music is chaotic. If we work together, the chords will dissolve.
Initiate retreat. An ally has been slain.
Can't fight the beat.
Our inhibitor turret is under attack. Our inhibitor turret is under attack. Destroyed.
Let's jam. Yeah. Crush the tempo. Can't fight the beat.
Our turret is under attack. Under attack. Our turret has been destroyed. An ally has been slain.
Crush the tempo.
You have slain an enemy.
Your life was dissonance.
Our base is under attack.
Crush the tempo.
Our inhibitor turret is under attack.
My arrows will pierce windows into new dimensions.
Enemy rampage.
Sometimes music is chaotic. If we work together, the chords will resolve. Can't fight the beat. Let's jam.
Shut down. Killing spree. Here. Shut down. Our base is under attack. The enemy has slain Lord.
Need a new playlist. Can't fight the beat. Fix the music. I know I can count on my friends. Ever heard a guitar riff on a bow? Didn't think so. Can't fight the beat. Crush the tempo.